Hey everybody, welcome back to the day camp. I'm Dennis and you're watching Canoehound Adventures. So today Molly and I have come out to the day camp, shooting a couple videos today. One of the videos you've probably seen a couple days ago, which would have been my 1 year anniversary video. Thanks if you watched that. If you haven't watched that, you can check that video out up here. But yeah, today I'm at the day camp and just going to get a little more work here in preparation of getting this place ready for my winter camp over or winter sleepover. I want to use this a few times and get a bit of you know, a few good outnighters or overnighters here in the snow and do a little more stuff and really get this thing ready even for the springtime. So as you can see behind me here, I've started working on the walls of the camp, or of the shelter, and I want to get all this closed in possibly today and maybe the other side as well, and that'll get me to where I need to be able to have a sleepover to break some of the breeze and wind and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just going to be puttering around the camp here today, and we're going to get busy, get the fire rocking, gonna get some fire or maybe some coffee cooking on the fire, and maybe throw the stick a few times for Molly and just have ourselves a good day. So stick around. Okay, so here we go. So over Christmas, hopefully everybody had a wonderful Christmas and or whatever holiday you celebrate, but hopefully you had a good holiday season regardless. Over the holiday season I managed to pick up a couple of items. One of which, my wife got me a wonderful Canoehound Adventures Yeti cup, so now I can keep my coffee nice and hot while I'm out here. Usually in the cool weather here, things cool up quick. These things keep your hot coffee hot. So this isn't a review for Yeti, but you know what? It's probably one of the better manufacturers out there for these types of things. I made this coffee up about an hour and a half ago and it's still piping hot. That's a good thing. Another thing I managed to pick up was a Mora Companion carbon steel knife. And I thought today, just as a general purpose knife, I would bring it out with me today and try it out. So I'm going to try and do a little bit of feather sticking right now. And just get some wood prepared for the fire here. Because I still have to get the fire started. But, well, right now she's cutting through the bark really nice. But yeah, I just want to see how she is for... oh, that's some nice feather sticking actually. Yeah, we gotta get some wood going here so that we get the fire rocking, warm it up a bit. It's actually really muddy out here right now because all the snow that we had, you would see in the last video here at the day camp, there was actually quite a bit of snow, and well, the snow has all since melted away. And what is it left out here? It's left me with a really muddy area. So I'm going to get the fire going. Hopefully it'll dry up around the fire pit area there. And, you know, just try to solidify things around here a bit because, well, Molly doesn't like it when I have to take her home and throw her into the shower, into the laundry tub for a bath. But I got a feeling that's going to happen today because it is oh so muddy around here. Wow, this thing is doing some really nice feather sticking. I'm going to get a close-up of this so you can watch this thing perform. Well, as you can see, it is quite muddy here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get a nice bed made down here for the fire. You know, it's amazing how quickly fire pits build up with with old ash and charcoal and stuff. This one here is starting to get filled up. I may have to bring a shovel out here with me one of my trips and just get this whole area all moved around. I could use the ash or the charcoal bits to actually fill in some low spots around here so that, you know, I don't end up with puddles and mud spots and stuff like that. Okay, so I've got the, as you see here at the side of the shelter, I'm going to continue building on these vertical uprights. And just to close this in, I'm going to go to the other side of the shelter and I'll do exactly the same thing. I'm going to try and hold them in here exclusively with just log or beams going across here along the side between the tree and the uprights that hold the actual shelter together. So it's going to be sort of a wedge system. We'll see how it feels at the end. If I have to, maybe I'll tie things up a bit just to give it some more structural integrity. I talk a lot about that, but as I mentioned in all my other videos, I plan on sleeping under here, and I do not want this to turn into a human deadfall trap. That's the last thing I want to do is get injured or lose my life out here because this thing decided to cave in on top of me. So I'm taking the precautions that I can to try and make it a much safer shelter for myself and for anybody else that may come on out to visit. So yeah, let's go see what we can find for some upright timbers. Okay, so as you can see, things are coming along here with the sidewalls. Gonna fill in the cracks probably with a bunch of leaves from the area here just to sort of break down a bit of the wind and stuff. But today's tip, even though the weather gets cool, okay, and you may not feel like you're getting thirsty, you got to remember to try and keep yourself hydrated. It's very important. You don't want to stop yourself from cramping up or, you know, not feeling well because you're not drinking enough water. So, tip of the day: make sure you stay hydrated when you're out in the bush doing anything, whether you're hiking, camping, canoeing, snowshoeing, cross-country skiing, whatever it is. Water's the key. You want to make sure you keep yourself well hydrated. Here's to you. Alright, so as you can see, got all my structure up here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to find smaller straight sticks that I'm going to actually wedge down in here, and that's going to tighten this wall right up. It's going to make it almost like a spring action, right? Because it will be resting between these and these uprights that I have tied off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to proceed to throw some leaves in here, and I'm going to pack it all in so I can try and make it a little more weatherproof. The prevailing winds in this area usually come from this direction. And one little mistake that I did make was I actually built this in a direction that the wind is going to be blowing. So I'll always have a breeze blowing into the shelter itself. But is what it is. I ain't moving it now. So yeah, I'm going to proceed. I'm going to get some sticks down there. Then I got to start on the other side. And in between there somewhere, I'm going to get some lunch going. I brought some hamburger and I think a chicken burger that I'm going to cook up on the grill for Molly and I. And yeah, we're just going to enjoy the rest of the day there again. I don't have to get everything done at one time. So it's just going to be pitter patter, you know, keep at it. So yeah, I'm going to get a little more weatherproofing here, and then yeah, move on. Okay, so as I mentioned, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take down some of the smaller saplings in the area that are like really within, like in my way. Things that I know I've been having a hard time getting around here at the camp, and getting saplings about this thickness. And what I do is I find myself a good gap in between a couple of the logs, and by jamming that down in there, and maybe, you know, you give it a little twist, you're going to fill in a lot of the smaller cracks that are in between the in between these logs, and you're also it's gonna stabilize these logs and make them fit in there nice and tight, because it's going to be almost like a spring in there, right? So that's going to like I say, close in some of these areas. I could trim them as I need to take the length down a bit. When I'm doing a pull this one out, I'm probably going to drop that piece there, or maybe at the bottom I'll take a bit out at the bottom and bring that down a little more level, so it'll fit more within the cracks that I'm seeing in here. All right, so I thought I'd just give you a good little look here. You can see how the thinner ones here, the thinner branches, they fill in a lot of the gaps. It's not going to be totally airtight, but any little bit that you can do to stop any breeze from flowing through is certainly going to help in keeping a little warmer in the winter months. Eventually, if I get time, I'll probably stuff a lot of leaves in some of them cracks as well, just to there again, just to further windproof the shelter. We'll take a look from the inside. So here we are, we're inside the shelter now, and hi Molly, and you can see, yeah, there's still a lot of air cracks, but I could also see, watch your head, Momo. I could also see the spots where the boards are, or the thinner sticks, and yeah, that's definitely going to help. And I also got that little piece of tarp that's hanging down. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. I might just leave it there. Again, it's a little extra weatherproofing, right? So I'll probably just leave that. I was thinking about cutting it out, but I don't think it's going to be necessary. Okay, here we are in the smoky mess. And I'm going to cook up some chicken burgers and have myself a beverage, a little bit of lunch. sure Molly's not going to mind that too much. Just got to wait out the smoke. As I mentioned, the breeze is always going this way, and it's going to carry a lot of smoke and breeze right into the shelter. But it is what it is. If I ever build another shelter, I'll make sure I take wind into mine. So, but yeah, so we're gonna get these burgers cooking up here and enjoy some lunch. It's actually pretty cool. The with the fire going here, it's starting to firm up the ground. It's starting to dry it up a bit. It's still quite mucky, but it is starting to dry up somewhat. So, burgers are nothing fancy. They're just some frozen burgers from home. And Molly's looking forward to it, obviously. And we'll get rid of the garbage. Pack that out. Hi, I have no food for you. Not yet, it's cooking. I know what I forgot to bring, Molly. I forgot to bring cheese. Okay, them burgers are about done, so let's warm up our buns a bit. Alright, here we have her. A couple gourmet burgers over the hardwood. I should have brought some cheese and I should have brought some onions with me too. Yeah, oh well. Another thing I got to do in here is I got to work on this bench a bit. Get myself a little more head clearance. Right now it's kind of tight, but I could fix that up by bringing out my bench one more set of logs, and that'll give me a little more height over here. So let's see here what we got for burgers. I'm sure Molly's gonna like it too. There you go. Very nice when you can taste the fresh wood, smokiness into it. lot better than a gas barbecue at home. Alright everybody, so finished lunch or dinner or whatever you want to call it, and now I'm getting all smoked out. And I went ahead and I started on the back wall, or on the side wall, just to get a head start on it for next time I come out. But we're getting close to completion on this thing, and ahead of the smoke here. And I'm probably just going to leave that for the way it is for now, because Molly tells me that it's now time to go home. Okay, so we're going to wrap things up here, get the fire put out, and pack everything away nicely. And then, yeah, we're going to call it a day. So join me next time when we actually get the back wall finished, or if we happen to get a pile of snow, I'll be sleeping in here. So keep an eye out for the next video. If you like what you've seen today, make sure, please, you subscribe, hit that thumbs up, leave me a comment. You know I like to read your comments, whether they're good, bad, not too bad, okay? And yeah, so leave me some comments, and let me know if you think I'm on the right track or not. So with that, all that being said, I'm not sure if I'll be out here before New Year's, so I'd like to wish everybody a very happy, safe, and prosperous New Year in 2020, and keep an eye out for things in store for Canoehound and Canoehound's Outdoor Adventure Show. So everybody, remember, this is Dennis saying, remember, keep the adventures alive. Molly, time to go home? Let's do this.